Hey, Robert, how's it going? Oh, just got off the tractor a little bit ago. I thought I had enough wood to get me through the winter, but I'm going to end up coming up short, so I pulled up a bunch more logs and getting ready to cut them up. Cut them up. Hello, Tammy. About time to turn that crappy music off. I was just using that to pass time. People show up on in here and they don't chat, and I figure, well, I'm not going to chat until somebody says hi. I'm not trying to grow nothing here or trying to do any entertainment or nothing like that. Uh, I want to be about a cord short, but I kind of figured I might end up being a cord. I should have gotten off cutting this last cord earlier. Get the fire going. Hey, junkyard. It's actually a pretty nice day. I let the inside fire going out on the wood stove. It's pretty warm in the house, and it's upper 60s here today, mid to upper 60s. Nice weather. I mean, I was feeling good. Got on out there and fired up the tractor, moved a bunch of logs around, so it kind of sorting that last load of logs. Some of it's firewood logs and some of it's sawmill logs. So I just sorting them on out. And the firewood stuff, I'm going to start cutting it up tomorrow. Get up to 45. Man, it's summertime there, Robert. Hey, dog. Talk to Teddy Bear. Hello, Nancy. I thought you was at the airport or something, dog. You haven't left yet? Down with the teddy bear. Is that what the thing? That looks like a thumbs down. I can't tell what the emblem is. Got to go to the airport, so you got to leave pretty soon. I seen that you had to go pick up your son or son-in-law, or yeah, I seen something about that. I seen your post. That's why I went ahead. I wouldn't have gone live otherwise. What the heck? I don't know, 5:45. 5:45 my time. And I wish we could have a couple of weeks of no rain. I could blaze a trail going up to those maple trees that came on down and start getting those for firewood for next year. I gotta wait till it's not so soggy. I don't want to tear up the ground that much. The son and the family, the grandkids. Mm. Yeah, yeah, it's an hour and 50 minutes. It's 4:35 here. Lions are the head. Man, I remember when everybody laughed at the Detroit Lions. I mean, they was horrible. They're actually winning a game. I mean, I haven't followed football forever, but I used to call them the Crying Lions. They're playing the 49ers. Yeah, you gotta let that fat lady sing. I can't. I'm sorry. My whole family is all diehard 49ers fan, and I used to be a kind of a 49er fan, but I'm sorry. Ever since Super Bowl, whatever it was, like 30 years ago, when the owner of the team gave his boyfriend a great big old French kiss on live TV with reach around, I couldn't root for the 49ers after that. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it was a full-on lip lock with double-handed reach around going on. I'd even cheer on the Detroit Lions to beat the 49ers after that. So, that ain't love. That's an illness. I mean, I ain't going to hate on those people or nothing. I don't hate them. I don't think what's going on is right, but I don't hate them. I just don't want to see that stuff. They just. Are you saying they just intercepted the 49ers? Good job, Lions. Was it back in the '90s, something like that? There one friend of mine, he was a diehard Lions fan, and every single game that they'd play, they were always losing, and he was always crying. And I started taunting him to the point where he started threatening to commit suicide. I was kind of why they're on race number 2 today. They're doing the desert races. They're the King of the Hammer. They're doing the desert races this weekend. I'm looking forward to when they do the King of the Hammer, the rock crawl races. That really gets interesting. My cousin won it, I think, 3 times. He won it 2 years in a row. Then he won another year, with a year or two space in between. But anyway, he's run King of the Hammer 3 different times. and he runs the nitrocide ones. They used to not even chalk the goal line for the Lions. No point of it. They was never going to get down there anyway. Yeah, I'm hoping if any of you are into watching the King of the Hammers, root for Randy Slauson. I think it's been a while since he's won it, though. 3 or 4 years. Touchdown? Now, is that touchdown Detroit or touchdown 49ers? Touchdown Lions. Oh, wow. What quarter are they in? How many minutes left? 21-7? There's a video of Randy's last 1 year that he won it. A vehicle in front of him got stuck or broke down or something. He was blocking the truck going on through. Randy, he went up around this big old boulder and hammered it, man. Just gave it hell and went around the boulder and went right over the top of the hood of the other guy's car. Drove over the top of him to pass him. I pissed him off. They started throwing rocks at him and stuff, but he won. They're in the second half or the second quarter. Let's be in the second quarter with 5:54 to go, and it's already 21-7 at the getting that close to the halftime. Oh, I'm going to have to call my brother Gordon because my brother Gordon, he's a diehard 49ers fan. I'll have to give him some time. Yeah, how about them Lions? See, it's not just you guys that I like to torment. I even like to torment family. I torment everybody. I'm an equal opportunity tormentor. I always cheat legally. That's what Dale Earnhardt used to say. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But his wasn't cheat legally. It was cheat without getting caught. Take care, dog. Have a safe trip over there. And a safe return trip back too. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Wasn't that on the apple dumpling game or something? Gang? I think that was on the apple dumpling gang when the little girl had to go potty. Well, she's gotta go. She's gotta go. Man, it must have been 30, 40 years since I've seen that. Man, if it's nice weather tomorrow, I might go ahead and fire up the barbecue. I had to dig through the freezer and see if I can find some steak. If not, fire some steak. Barbecue some chicken, I guess. I ain't got no pickle juice to marinate the chicken in this time, though. Oh, get enough wood cut up, and then I got to start cutting up these trees that fell down. I got a bunch of black locusts that came on down in the storm. I got to get them cleaned on up. But firewood's more important right now. I better start thinking about what I want for dinner tonight. I want to make up more chili or what? Hey, Greg. We was on a field trip to McAllister on the turnpike. A boy went up and told Bob he needed to pee. Bob said he could stop there. In a bit, he went back and slapped Bob on the back and told Bob to pull over. When you gotta go, you gotta go. He pissed beside the bus on the turnpike. Chinese chicken chili. There you go. Now that sounds good. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Yep. One of those memories that will stay with you. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of funny. My dad was a truck driver. Yeah. One time he was. Him and Pete had. Pete was a big, heavy-set guy, and they had done a deadhead load. Both of them drove their separate trucks. Actually, Pete and I remember the other guy. There were three trucks, truck and trailers, all three of them. And they hauled up here to Prinesville and jumped off their load. They didn't have a load to go back, so they ended up loading um, both Pete and the other guy's truck on the back of Dad's truck. You know, I mean, they stacked them three high. You know, I mean, on his truck trailer, they put them three high, and and then drove back. That way, they didn't put the miles on their truck. But anyway, on the way back, Pete said, "Hey, I gotta stop. I gotta piss." And so Dad pulled off on the side of the highway. He jumped on out, and this is in the middle of the night. So Pete had just come on out of the sleeper. I was riding on the doghouse because I mean I went up there with Dad. We thought we had everybody thought they had lead coming back, and it didn't work on out. So that's why we did straight back. So anyway, Pete was Pete had been in the sleeper, and Red was the other guy's name. He was sitting in the passenger seat, and Pete said, "Hey, stop! Pull over! I got to piss." So he hops on out and he slips on his boots, but he doesn't tie them on up, so the shoelaces are just hanging. He's in his boxer shorts and he hops out of the back of the hops out of the truck and starts pissing. And Dad takes out driving, and here's this fat son of a just a trucker down the road, just tripping over his laces in his boxer shorts. He was so pissed off. Oh man, he was pissed. Dad ended up getting a black eye over that, but he said it was well worth it. Too bad they didn't have camera video recorders back then. All three of those guys are gone now. Pete had a heart attack, died at the wheel driving, and Red fell asleep at the wheel and got killed. And Dad just died of old age. Oh, what? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Something like that. Those 2 liter bottles are too small. Well, after that deal with Pete, whenever somebody stopped, let him out to piss, he always held. They had, have that grab bar or whatever on the side of the truck. He always held on to that just in case that truck was going to take off. He never let go of that after that. In a second, hon. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Good thing must start that. Okay. Trash sacks to shit in, I suppose, and keep yourself some kitty litter too. I suppose put the trash sack in your hard hat, sit on your hard hat, put a little bit of kitty litter in there, get it already bagged up, ready to go. Hello, Abbey Road. I remember I never knew what was going on back in the day. My dad told me years later. My my uncle was a doctor. My mom's sister's husband. He was a doctor, and every time I'd ride with Dad and we'd go down through Lakeport, he'd swing in down there, and Dad would always come on out with a grocery sack full of whatever. Never said it was what it was, but he was always getting a sack load of uh, basically speed, amphetamines. I never realized that my dad was for years was hooked on that stuff driving truck. Then when he quit, he didn't quit using that stuff until it was late 70s, early 80s when he got off of it. I think you're right about his head being screwed on backwards. Yeah, it's been a while, Abby. Yeah, Joe's definitely got us head on backwards. There's been some talk about Michelle Obama running for president, but I guess she's putting that to squash. She said she's going through menopause right now. She said, ain't no way that I want to go take on that task. I'm not going through menopause. I'm glad she ain't running because I have a feeling that she would give just because of who she is, she would probably beat Trump. Whereas Trump, I think, hands down would beat Joe Biden. Yeah, some things have changed. Change is good. One of the biggest changes for me is I've thinned down my chat list. I guess I was successful on dwindling my channel. Have it for vice president and then board of Cesar. I would really like to see Ben Carson as a vice president, as his running mate. Is who I'd like to see. I mean, I don't think that will happen, but I would really like to see Ben Carson as a running mate. Yeah, yeah. Brenda and I get along fine now. For a while there, we wasn't getting along too well, but we're getting along fine now. I haven't she hasn't been on for ever since her husband's got out of the hospital and was basically starting to go back to work. I guess she's been pretty busy with work or something, trying to get caught up on bills. But wish she'd come and go live every once in a while, just so we knew that she was still there. Yeah, he recovered. I haven't heard any further updates, but he was just last time I seen her. Her husband was starting to go back to work part time. That's been what, a month ago. I'm sure he's pretty much a full time now again. Man, I cannot believe the weather difference between today and 2 days ago. Yesterday wasn't too horrible bad. It's still drizzly wet and a little on the cold side. Today it hasn't rained at all. Temperatures were up. What a beautiful day it's been. And it's supposed to be nice the next 2 days. Yeah, I don't go over there. Runda saw the light over there. Well, I'm not going to go in talking about him or anything. Just avoid that subject. I seen a post today where a person said, where God had said that something about love everybody as I have loved you. Something of that content. Yeah, I agree. I gotta say, I gotta agree with that statement wholeheartedly. But on the same token, just because I love the person and hope the best for these people doesn't mean that I have to associate with them. Three more they got a field goal halftime. So is that 31 now, or is that 24? Well, 49ers they better have a motivation speech there at the halftime. "24-7." Okay, I couldn't remember if when they scored that touchdown off the interception if it was already 21 or and they got some more. I couldn't remember on that part. So they scored a touchdown, scored that touchdown on the interception, and then they scored a field goal afterwards. with no score from 49ers. At that from that point afterwards, that is. Oh, I know what I'm going to have for dinner. I forgot my wife made mashed potatoes yesterday. There's still some mashed potatoes and gravy left over. Fried cabbage, and I'll probably have some chicken with it. That's what I'll do. Maybe some string beans. Oh wow, spring is here, Robert. Okay, we'll do. Take care, Abby. Man, and ready to go out and get a suntan, Robert. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow too, so hey, get out there. Root beer made with real cane sugar and Spanish peanuts. Yeah, it'd be nice to have an early spring. It would be real nice to have an early spring. Yeah, well, we need a climate change. We need a climate change from winter to spring, and we need that climate change right now. And it's all Trump's fault. Yeah, I got to go get me another cup of coffee. I'll be right back, guys. So. Okay. Fresh cup of coffee. Take the blame. We need global warming. He should take the credit for global warming. It's not fair that the South gets all the warm weather. We want some of it too. Bugs are starting to come on out, flying around, and the hens are running around out there grabbing these bugs right out of the air. They'll be going to bed here shortly. Yeah, it's looking pretty lame, isn't it? Baby chicken mooses. Need to fatten that sucker up. And those eggs, they should be getting closer to being ready for a hard boil. He said he's got eight out of 12 are going to are looks like they're eight of the 12 are doing really good. I mean, he stuck 12 of them on in. He said he had to throw 4 of them out, and the other eight are coming along real nicely on the eggs. So I'm expecting they'll be ready to hard boil here pretty soon. Detroit versus Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Bathhouse Ben. Hey Ben, haven't seen you around for a while. Bird, you're not going to roost up there. I know you're looking at roosting up there, but it ain't going to happen. I better chase her out of that tree because it's getting close to bedtime for him. I don't want her trying to roost up there. Yeah, she flew down. I don't want to go into the coop tonight. Going to Domino some more soon. There's a little Hawaiian restaurant down in Springfield called Kona Cafe. I think he ought to name that chicken of his Kona chicken. And they have what they call the volcano chicken, and it's that Hawaiian restaurant knows how to cook chicken. I tell you what, they make the best chicken. That volcano chicken on rice, man, it is good. From 65 to 40, it got up to be. It was right around 65 here today. It was. We had a nice day. Snuggle up with Margaret. You wish you could get 65. I hear you. What's the temperature there, Greg? What is it, about 10? It's. I'll bet you it's still warmer this year right now than it has been. 31. That's pretty warm temperatures for you, isn't it? I mean, that's better than the 10 degrees, sub-zero weathers, and all that stuff. A few 13 below. Now that's cold. That's getting down there. What typically is your low temperatures over the last 30 years, though? I know you've had a lot colder than that. Oh, okay. I would have thought that 20 and 30 would be normal for you. I mean, not for all winter, but I mean for a low temperature. Maybe for a week or two each year. I know that when I was up in Alaska, where I was at, it was when it would warm up to 30 degrees below zero. When it would warm up to 30 below, we considered that t-shirt weather. Hey, look at those toes. Hey, Noodles. I hope you enjoy that cup of coffee I sent you. I felt sorry for you sipping on that cheap Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Nah, do whatever you want with that, Noodles. If you want to give it to Michelle or whatever you want to do with that card. I figured you'd find a good home for it. Yeah, whatever you want to do with it, Noodles. I'll never use it for me. I mean, so I figured you'd either use it yourself or you'd know somebody that would take it. Well, I dropped into your chat this morning for a little bit. Oh, I thought I was back in junior high school, man. The drama that was flying. Man, I got to get out of here. I mean, I was almost feeling sorry for you there for a bit, Noodles. See, I haven't seen that. I'll have to check that out. I know I'm subscribed to him. I'll have to check out his channel, check out his paintings. I vaguely remember what 3 or 4 years ago he was starting to get into it or something like that. I can't remember if he was just getting into it or had been into it before and he started to get back into it again. I can't remember. Well, it sounded like you had a pretty good war going on between two that didn't have anything to do with them. Well, maybe it did through the back door. I don't know. Yeah, I'll check it on out. Greg, have you been checking out Noodle's artwork that he's been doing? He's a pretty good artist. He'll tell you that he's the best, and maybe in his household he's the best. But that he did some pretty good artwork. I took an oil painting class. I wasn't very good at it, but it was interesting. I thought at one time getting on into it. I might. My daughter's pretty artistic. I got to make her an easel and get her set up for doing the painting again. Oh yeah, Hunter is the best. And now Hunter is the best. Anybody that can draw art like he does and sell it for a half a million or a million or $10 million, that guy's that guy's got to be the best. Hunter is proof that art has no value other than what you can con somebody in for on it. No, it wasn't a way to launder money. It was a way to do payoff. It was a bribery scheme that they had going. I'll buy that painting from you from 10 million bucks if you'll let me sit down and have dinner with your daddy. Set it up where I can have dinner with your daddy, and I'll buy that painting from you. Yeah, well, his paintings weren't worth anything, junkyard. The value was the connections with daddy. Prison art. I probably shouldn't say anything about Hunter's art. I just don't vision him being an artist for real. I haven't seen any of his drawings or anything that he's painted or whatever. I don't even know what kind of art he would do. But I have a feeling it's junk. I better lock up the chickens before it gets too dark. Oh. I had to get me one of those self-automated gates that close down, opens up and closes for the chickens. That'd be cool to have. He blows the paint from a straw. I thought he was sucking the paint with a straw with a. Oh man. So what can you do with blowing paint through a straw? I mean, what is that going to look like? That's got to look like junk. Abstract art. I don't know how anybody can get into abstract. I don't even see how abstract is even considered an art. Yeah, I think I'm going to get off this live stream. I got to fix myself some dinner and start winding down for the day. We'll catch y'all later. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.